In one of our prior videos about making measurements, basic electrical measurements like measuring voltage, resistance, or current, I showed you a typical DMM, digital multimeter, a portable one, and it turns out what I'd like to show you today would be a laboratory instrument. So this digital multimeter that you see in front of you here actually is a rather expensive laboratory piece of equipment, and it's not too much different from the portable one, except it's much more accurate and has a lot more functionality. So on the far right hand side here you see where we put our test leads, and right now I've got a red and a black test lead, the black going into the low, it's called, or the ground, and the one up above says volts, ohms, and it doesn't say current. So what I might notice is down here I have a 3 amp and a 10 amp red lead for current. If I'm going to measure current, I actually have to take and move my test leads, and it turns out that those things are normally fused. That is, they have fuses to protect the piece of equipment, because people invariably take in, when they measure current, they tend to put the test leads across a voltage supply, which quickly zaps the fuse. So people learned a long time ago to add fuses to these pieces of test equipment. So right now you see that the voltage is in millivolts DC. So what I might do is come over here and grab my test probes, and with some of the batteries we had before, let's just take, this is a C cell or D cell, I'm not really sure, 1.59234 volts DC. You know, 1.5 is close enough. That's what we call 1.5 volt cells. Here's another battery here, a 9-volt battery, and if I take and connect my test leads, sure enough, I got 9 volts. I've got another little AAA cell here, and 1.5 volts, and my other AA rolled away someplace from me, so I'm not going to worry about that. So voltage I can measure. If I want to change what I'm measuring, I might want to measure resistance. So I could go, and here's a resistor that I measured before. Let's take this guy, and touch my leads to it, and what do we see? 11.8773 or 4 k ohms. Oh yeah, this is the one that actually in the sunlight now I could see that it's brown, red, red. When I looked at this one before, it turned out that it looked like it was red, red, orange. So this is brown, red, orange, or 1, 2 with 3 zeros, or 12,000 ohms. Now this laboratory type instrument has a lot more stuff that it can do. I'm going to change the, I'm going to go back to DC, and let's see if I can have a scale here. I'm looking around, and range automatic. Looking for my display. Okay, so the display right there is a number, and sure enough, I'm 1.59 volts. Again, nominally we call these 1.5 volt batteries. But I'm going to go in display and change it to there's a bar meter. So you might see that there's a bar meter that has, I'm going to read the reading as well as a bar meter. What else do we have? We have a trend chart. So in the trend chart, I can actually take and look at trends. And the one I really like is the next one, which is the histogram. So anyone who's taken any statistics know that, so I'm going to clear the readings. And I'm going to put this back here. And what you see is, and it turns out the ranges aren't set too well, but it's generating a histogram over there. I wonder if I could change the binning, automatic binning, and again clear the readings. And if I go and not really showing you, but certainly the 1.7 volts over to the far right, there's 25, now 30 readings, there's 10 bins. The minus 100 millivolts and the 800 millivolts just about disappeared. And over on the far right hand side, we have one big bar, and so that bin over there is pretty full. Most of the readings are, again, the 1.59222 volts DC hasn't really changed too much. Well, now it's doing a little bit of automation here to itself. There's 20 bins, and so the bar chart just got a little bit better. And you can see now there's 135, 139 total readings. So you actually have a little bit of statistics that you can do. And I'm looking at my laptop screen, and you probably can't read. It's a little bit fuzzy there as to exactly what's reading on there on the face. But nevertheless, you get a histogram. I go back and put it to the number display, and that's typically what we have for a voltmeter. Okay, that's it.